Hello everyone, this is the LEGO Marvel Superheroes Thor's Weapon Quest set from Avengers Infinity War. There are spoilers in this set related to the Infinity War movie, so don't consider yourself warned. You have actually been warned about that, and be sure to check out the pinned comment and the video description if you haven't seen those already. The main build is this pod that's intended to attach very well to the main M ship for this series. I'll show you how that works in a minute. I like the shaping of this. It's a little bit different. It has some nice lines, some nice smooth lines. You know, it's not that frequent that we see concave curves on ships especially, or just in general really with LEGO builds. So that's nice to see. I like how they extended things out with the spoiler or wing pieces done in the sand blue color at the base. Just all of this shaping along the side, I really just enjoyed putting together with different types of pieces used to create that effect. I think the stickers work really nicely in there. I like how the dark gray and the light gray kind of interface to each other as you look at it from front to back or back to front. And I also appreciate the inclusion of this shallower, it's like the TIE fighter canopy piece, a shallower dish piece on the back. You know, allows you to have that wide open viewable space without it taking up the depth of a larger canopy part like this. And it went together pretty quickly. You know, no real crazy special techniques for sure. And you can get into this by taking the roof off up here and by opening up this and by opening up this. This actually opens down. And you fit 3 people in there, so I've got all 3 of the figures of the set in there at one time. Only problem here is that the accessories do not fit with them, so you'll have to find some place to put those. I guess you can kind of throw them in there, but you know, they don't have any clips or anything. That is one thing that's a little bit missing here, but it's nice to actually be able to get 3 folks into such a small build. Rocket does have to stand up, but I mean, he's going to have to stand up because he's not able to bend his legs anyway. They give you 2 stud shooters, one on either side up here. They're easy to get to. I think they don't look bad at all. The color just fits right in. I think the shaping fits just fine. So this doesn't have much in the way of negative stuff going on for it. Oh, one other thing that I really like about the design of this is just that large fender piece. Now that little bit of curve just sticks out as viewed from the top. It doesn't look as great from the front, but as you view it from the side or from the top, that's nice. Just a type of shape that you don't frequently see. That, you know, a little bit of incursion there, of just a slightly different radius. I don't know, I liked it. Now let's finally check out how the pod attaches to the M ship from the Thanos battle set. And it's actually really simple. You have these 2 locking flaps here in orange that need to be turned up, and the flat flaps in gray just need to be raised up a bit. Other than that, this is just going to slide right in, uses that extra space, and then uses the few Technic connectors down at the base. It's actually much better than I expected. A really good use of this large specialized fuselage part. Look at that, it just slides right in, and that's pretty much it. Now you can bring these down to help lock it together, and it becomes even more solid. I mean, I can actually hold the entire ship from the pod. That's how well those simple connections go together. That's really good design. And I think that looks so much better now. So much better than just leaving the flat surface on the back. This really adds. This makes for, in my opinion, one of the best combinations, most useful combinations that LEGO has come up with for 2 different sets in a long time, and in quite some number of years that I can recall. Really just adds, doesn't take away at all, gives you the extra space to put 3 more figures in there. The main ship itself will hold 4, so you know it's a significant increase proportion-wise, percentage-wise. Yeah, it's smooth, it's slick. The add-on is not a particularly expensive set. The lines go together, the positions of colors go together, kind of flows. The shaping, the shape of the pod to me just looks really good for that section of the universe. You know, the design work that they've done for the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff has had a certain flavor, and this preserves it. So I think it goes really well with the M-ship design. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. What about taking it off? Maybe taking it off is not as easy. Well, they give you these 1x2 newer style of modified plate pieces with the bar at either end, so that's easy to get your finger under there, and then pull this straight out. Nah, no sweat, no problem at all. And then you can have these separately. You can get this to come down. Yeah, it all just works very nicely. Really good design there. And then the second build in the Weapon Quest set is this forge or piece of a forge from Nidavellir. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it's the same place where Mjolnir was originally forged. And the idea here, well, I think this is a dramatic simplification of what we're actually going to see in the movie, and it might not be entirely accurate, but the way that LEGO has set it up for the sake of play is that you approach this and Thor needs to use his energy, his electrical power to either manipulate this device, this power device, or power it up in the first place to create something, or he can unlock it somehow so that it can release the weapon. And there are two action features. The first one is really simple. It's really basic. It's just a drawer that will reveal the weapon inside. The other one is just to spin this up. Neither of those is particularly interesting. I think this looks cool, and it helps to support some play patterns. The drawer is maybe a little bit too simple. I don't know. I think it's okay, but just not great. It's just so simplified with so few pieces, probably because of the budget. They just kind of throw the Infinity Stone back here, the Power Stone. It's just on a little pedestal. I don't know if you need to bring that to this to act as one of the elements to help power it up. Maybe that's just a story that you can use. There are definitely possibilities for imaginative play here, even if this doesn't line up exactly with what happens in the movie, which is all good actually. Given that it's a toy, and kids should be encouraged to go beyond the just the story that's already been written and create their own story. So I'm okay with this. It's just really simple and really limited, I think. And there's a look at how LEGO did that particular weapon. I think that even without the other leaks that we've seen, it would be pretty obvious from this, with the use of the twig piece, which is really like a carrot top piece that's been recolored to brown. We've had that for a while, but it's pretty obvious that the handle is supposed to come from Groot. So that's where Groot is going to really bring his value into this scene and why he's important for this. This is half hammer and half axe, and it's essentially the new Mjolnir for now on. Here's a closer look at the new version of Thor, which to me looks a little bit more generic and simple and plain compared to previous versions. It doesn't look as unique to me, and that's not a LEGO issue. That's just kind of the MCU design. Just personal opinion about that, though. I think that LEGO perhaps could have put a little bit more depth into the printing by going between the gray that they used and a different shade, or maybe bringing in just a little bit of gunmetal gray or some silver, just to create just depth and more shape or illusion of shape there. But the designs that are placed there, I think, look good. This does use the same head as the Ragnarok version, with the lightning coming out of the eyes, and he does have both eyes lit up there. And his hands have right now just little adapters that allow you to attach the splat and blast pieces, so you can create different looks of the electricity coming out of them. That one's actually backwards there, but it actually doesn't look bad now that I look at it. It's an interesting different way of doing it, but yeah, you can attach any of those types of things, and they give you a full set of those in this set, including some of the regular power blast pieces, well, the second generation ones that don't actually fire off, but just give you the illusion of a little ball of electricity just coming off the hand. Rocket Raccoon, as far as I can tell, is exactly the same version as the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 version. I don't think anything has changed other than the blaster, but it's something that can always be swapped out. To me, this one looks like it's printed better than the one that I got from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So everything looks more crisp, especially with the shoulders with the dark red printing there, and also the smile on the underside of the snout. Just looks more clean. Looks like it's done better to me. A perfectly good figure, I think. Would have been nice to get something different, but it's not bad as it is. You can reverse the tail, although if you do point the tail down, then you need to be standing on top of something because it's taller than his short little legs. And there's just the rest of the print on the torso on the back. Lastly, here's the Teen Angst Groot, the Nobody Understands Me edition version of him. I think this looks pretty good. It works out just fine, in my opinion, just doing a minifig of this. Surprisingly so. You know, we went from a full built-up action figure, brick-built action figure of him, down to a micro-fig, single-piece thing. Now they come just right to the middle, and I'm surprised at how well I think this actually works. I think the shaping of the head works well. The proportions are actually pretty appropriate for a Legoification of the character. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, really no complaints here. They only give you one of the twig-style pieces, you know, the branch pieces, to show the extension coming out. Would have been nice to get a spare of that as well, but overall, pretty well done, I think. I think one of the most interesting things about this set is that it is not conflict-based. It's not about battle at all. There are no bad guys here. There's nothing to fight against. I'm pretty sure that Thor is going to work with this device here to create his new weapon. So it's all just a very positive and constructive thing. Again, I don't think this looks that great, and Rocket, I mean, it's pretty much the same. I actually think that the Thor figure is not that great either. Groot, Teen Angst Groot, I think is really good. The pod, I think, is a really good use of pieces and gives you some interesting shapes, interesting building techniques that are simple but cool to look at and cool to put together, and adds a lot of value if you get the M-ship also. Adds a lot of value to that in play and also display, I think, both. So yeah, I think this set is not going to be for everyone. I think it's not a must-buy for fans of Infinity War, unless you're on a quest to get all the gems or stones, in which case you do need to get this one to complete the collection. But I think that if you like what you see, if you are into using your imagination a bit beyond just the exact things that are provided and the exact story that's told officially, this can provide a lot of value for kids. I think that by itself does not give you a lot of value for display or collectability unless you're really just going for the completionist route. But that's it for my look at this set. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again as soon as I can.